Let us now get the stomach. Now she's known for abs. Look at this six pack. We're gonna see how much fat she has here. So let's put one arm up. And 32.6, halfway between 30 and 35. Coach Greg, and guess what? I have Nutty Foodie Fitness, Stephanie Joshi.
You said it right, you nailed it.
She submitted her body fat analysis video, did it, and I predicted it was around 20%.
About 20%, yeah.
And then she went and did a DEXA scan and it was?
I think it was like 19.5%, something like that.
So really close to my laser eyes, and now I got her with the calipers. We're gonna see how close is it to the DEXA scan, to my laser eyes. We're gonna see, stay tuned and find out. And so we begin with the bicep, and we measure halfway down. I'm gonna take a skin fold pinch here. I'm gonna see how much fat does she have on her arms. Probably not too much. Just over 4.1. I'm gonna do it again, see if I get about the same amount here. And 4, we're writing in 4. Next up, tricep. This is where most women store their fat. If you have a lot of fat in the tricep as a female, you usually have some in the legs, okay? Halfway down again, relax the tricep. Quite muscular arms here. Let's see what it gets. We are at 14, measure it again. And again, for women, this is usually a spot where they're gonna carry a larger number. 13, third time, we'll take the average. 13 on the triceps. And so as you can see, a lot more body fat on the triceps, but that is very typical for most women. Let us now get the stomach. Now she's known for abs. Look at this six pack. We're gonna see how much fat she has here. So let's put one arm up on your head. Yeah. We go down from the armpit up onto suprailiac crest. Let's just pull this down a little bit. There it is. Grabbing this bone right here, my thumb, pinching over to the side, pulling across in line with the armpit, and 7.5. I'm gonna do it again. So again, I'm feeling for the hip bone right here, pinch to the side, pulling it out with my index finger, pinch down, 7, and a third time, and we pick the average.
Is it three each time?
You try to get 3 and then you take the middle number. So it crosses out the highs and the lows. And 8. So we're gonna go 7.5, take the middle number. Last up, the back. Most women are actually low in their back. For some reason, they tend to store more fat in the triceps and the hips, not much on the back. So let's turn right around. So we're doing a subscapular pinch. So I'm feeling for her backbone. So I'm gonna just move around here. And so you see this, as I push down, I'm directly under the scapula bone. I switch over, get my index finger right here. I'm gonna lower that a little bit and pinch a fold, a 45-degree angle with the calipers. Not much fat here. 8.1, probably less than I have. And under the scapula again, same spot. Let's see if we get about the same measurement. A 9, and a third time, getting it. So again, we're feeling right under the scapula. Switch over, 45-degree angle, 8. So about 8.1 overall. And what we did is we tested 4 different sites. You might be thinking, well, why don't we measure the legs? This is a sum of 4 skin folds. Oftentimes for women, it's very hard to get a measurements. The fat seems to stick more to the legs, so oftentimes it can be misleading, but this 4 spots, fairly accurate. Gonna add up the total, and then I add 32.6, and then I look on the chart, and 32.6, halfway between 30 and 35. 30 would be 19.5, 35 would be 21.5, and so half of that, 21.5% body fat. So not bad.
Yeah.
21.5% on the calipers, 20% with my laser eyes, and 19.5 on the DEXA scan. And what did the DEXA scan say about your fat distribution? Like, was it normal? Was there more fat in the legs, the triceps?
The fat was on the legs and the bum.
On the legs and the bum. And so 100% accurate. So girls who have most of their fat in this area typically have more fat on the triceps. Where did you have the most fat?
I didn't even realize that.
You had more fat on here than every other spot, almost the rest put together.
Yeah.
In comparison, we're gonna see how a man's body fat is distributed quite a bit different.
I sometimes get people messaging me saying, like, how is it that you stay so lean? But like, it's not that lean, it's just that people, like, there's this misconception that if you've got abs, then you're very lean, but it's just where the fat is distributed.
Yeah, and so that's a great point. And so for athletes, 18 to 22% is considered ideal, like an Olympic level athlete. So she's right in that normal range, what is considered a high performance athlete. 25%, so in other words, she could quite literally gain 5 pounds of pure fat and still be 100% perfectly healthy. To be considered obese, typically we have to go over 33% body fat, which is 12%, which is probably 15 or 20 pounds of fat before she would consider it obese. So perfectly healthy. And because she has such pronounced abdominals, it does make her seem leaner than she actually is. Perhaps you see these abdominals and you're thinking, it's gotta be 15%, but she has some fat in the triceps. If she were shredded, she would do that and she would see a horseshoe. And so if she were trying to compete, she would have to keep losing. This would be more pronounced. We would have less fat here. The striations in the delts, she would see more of these kind of lines.
Hey, there are a couple there.
There are a few. I don't have that many, but as you get leaner, you see more and more striations. And in the legs, just show a difference in the quad.
Legs, they're just not there.
As a guy, I have less body fat here. If you can see, there's some striations on the side. Her legs, although very lean for a female, as a guy, would be significantly leaner in this area. And so men and women, they vary by men having more body fat in the stomach. So it's harder for me to be lean here typically and more fat in the back, but I'm gonna have less fat in my legs and triceps and we'll see. So my turn, I'm gonna step on this side. And so we're starting with the biceps.
Okay, so I'm going here.
So this is her first time, so she's just gonna.
I'm going here.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
I'm pinching.
Oh, turn it the other way so you can see the number.
Like that.
Here.
Yeah. And we're going there.
You able to read the numbers? Like
You're
count
like,
the lines?
You're like 2.
2 point
That's
something?
like 2.
Okay.
2.5.
2.5 and
Okay,
then
and then-
relax and try it again. And about halfway down. So halfway from here to here if you want to.
Okay, so a bit higher.
Okay.
Yeah, that's 2.
2 and 2.5, and so a third time then
I'm
we
like,
pick the
yeah,
average.
and smoothing it out. Okay, and again. Go here. Your skin is very.
I have excessively stretchy, elastic skin.
Yeah,
I
it's
think I'm
mad.
lucky. However, the tighter the skin, the leaner it does appear in a bodybuilding competition.
That's
It's
2.
kind of a shrink wrap.
That's 2.
Okay, so 2, you can line that up on the where it says BI. Next up, the triceps, and so she's gonna go roughly at that point, but it is in fact halfway from the elbow up to here, which I've just measured myself before.
So
And I'll
like
just
you
relax.
were doing, you like get the.
That's
thing
roughly,
there.
so you're roughly trying to pinch right in that hole.
Okay.
So pinch above it type of thing, and then the hands will have to, your hands will have to be like that.
Okay. Let me just say, there's a skill to this. Okay.
I've done this over 500
There's a
times,
skill.
and you do have to practice quite a bit.
There's a skill.
If you go from one person's body fat testing to another, you could be off by 2-3% easily, just by testing in a slightly different area.
Okay,
so this
that's
is just a
5.
guess.
That's 5.
Okay, and so 5 on the tricep. And so in comparison, I think you had 12
Mine was
or
like,
13.
yeah.
And her arms, a little bit, I had a little bit less on my bicep.
Yeah. Okay, so again, here. Is that right?
That's about good, yeah. Yeah, that looks
5
right.
again.
Yeah, so 5, so right 5 again. So we've got 2 and 5 on the arms. Standing here, my hip is gonna just feel for a bone. Armpit, you can line up.
Wait, how am I doing this?
With
and
the
then
thumb.
With this.
So like the thumb here, you got that? Thumb here, and then go to the side, if that makes sense.
No.
Not too much.
No.
In line with the armpit, down the line,
down.
thumb.
Here.
Yeah, and then
we
index
go,
finger.
and then we turn. We like twist.
Yeah, a 45-degree angle, so it's about here.
Oh my god, your skin
Really
is so
stretchy.
elastic.
It's really easy to test on me.
Okay.
This is much easier to test than almost anyone.
I'm hoping this is the correct.
Yeah, as long as you
We're
can
at
read
4%.
it. 4, and then
and
it
then
would be
again.
millimeters. 4% body fat would be, well, that would be the leanest you could ever get
not
for a guy,
4%,
pretty
not
much.
4%.
Very close to it.
Okay, we're going again. And we are at 4.
Okay,
Again.
so 4 it is, and then this is the worst spot for a guy. For me, I carry the most amount of fat in your back, and we're gonna see. And so the subscapular bone, so just grab
I think it's this.
your thumb,
I think it's this. Is
push
it
in
this?
hard, push real hard
Here?
and get under. There you go.
Here?
Yeah, you're right under
Okay,
it.
yeah.
And then swipe over to your index finger. There it is.
Yeah.
45-degree angle.
I think.
And pull it out, and then,
That is 12.
Okay.
That's 12.
And so you can see, 12, she had 8. Was it 8? I think you had 8-ish. It was like 8. And so my body fat way higher in my back than hers.
Yeah. Okay, so we're going again. We're pulling. Yeah, 8. 7.5.
Okay, so you can see, even if you're off by like an inch, it can be drastically different. And sometimes if you pinch too deep, the skin is pulling away from the muscle and it actually amplifies the result. And that's why we test more than once. If you just taken the first one at 12, it might not be the right measurement. So you do a few measurements. Yes, definitely.
Okay, so
3 measurements, we'll take the middle number, or if it's really close to another number, we usually go with that one. The more times you do this. 8. So we had a 7.5, an 8, and a 12. So we get rid of the 12, the outlier, those of you good in math, and 8 there. And she's going to be adding that up. Those are low numbers, probably can do that with a calculator.
7, 11, 19.
Yeah. You can add there, 19. 20 is 8.1%, and I came in at 19, which I've already pre-calculated as being 7.3%. My body fat, according to this, 7.3%. And so when Jesse tested me, I think he had me at 8.6 or so, just slightly different. I might be leaner since then, it's hard to say. I usually tell people I'm somewhere between 8 and 9%. So 7.3, very close. There you have it.
So by the way, you know you said that 18, did you say 18 to
22?
20? Yeah, is like the typical for an athlete
zone.
Female.
Right, yeah.
What is it for a male?
Okay, so for a man, it's 8 to 12. And so men, they typically carry a lot less fat than women. So for a man, 8 to 12. And so if I'm at 7.3%, it's actually leaner than is ideal. If you get too lean, it's not actually good. People think it's a competition, like whoever can be the leanest is the best. It's not the case. If you get leaner, if I lost another % body fat, I'd feel like garbage. I'd have no energy, wouldn't feel good. And so 8 to 12 for the typical high level athlete, 15% for like the average man, I always say about 15%. And if you're getting in 25% or more for a man, probably obese.
So do you find this body fat percentage easy to stay at?
No, not at all. The only reason I'm this lean is because I ride my bike a lot. I'm doing tons of cardio, eating from the cookbook, low calorie dense foods, and I have a lot of muscle. I have a lot of muscle, so my BMR is high, my need is high, I'm moving around a lot, fidgeting as you were doing. And so I can get away with eating 3,500 calories a day and maintaining single digit body fat. But if I were more sedentary, if I quit bike riding, because I'm often burning 1,000 calories a day on the bike, 3,500 go right down to 2,500. So if I wasn't doing a lot of cardio, working out, I'd probably eat 2,500 calories a day to maintain this physique.
So in summary, get the freaking cookbook.
Absolutely. Hopefully you learned something. As you can see, different body fat testing measurements are slightly different. She's clearly shredded. She has good 6-pack, about 20% body fat, give or take, depending if it's a DEXA scan, my laser eyes, or the testing device. My body fat, somewhere between 8.6 and 7.3, depending who's testing. She tested me leaner than Jesse. We don't know, I'm somewhere in that range. Try not to struggle for single digit body fat if you're a man, and for women, don't need to be under 18%, no matter who you are, even high level athletes like Josie, did I say that right? Joshie? Like Joshie, Stephanie Joshie, 18 to 22%, that's great. And so please don't try to be too lean. I've seen you mention this in challenge. You don't want to talk about like calories and over dieting because it's a lot of pressure. We don't want to put pressure on people to be as lean as us. Obviously, we're lucky. You have great genetics. You picked the right parents, as we said earlier. I'm doing a ton of cardio. It's not easy. So please don't think you need to be ripped to shreds with a 6-pack to look good.
Ending it here.
And be sure to follow Nutty Foodie Fitness on Instagram and YouTube. Great channel. She's doing lots of good stuff. Came to visit me all the way from all over the world, back over here, all over there, flying down, 3 hours sleep. We're eating normal foods. We're not trying to fake anything here. And so please, hope you like the video, subscribe, click the bell button, comment for the algorithm. Don't forget you can buy the cookbooks, the Circle Diet book, coaching plans by me and my team.
Greg Doucette for coaching. Greg Doucette, IFBB Pro. The bloops over here.
Watch the bloops. Don't forget, go check out her channel. I have some content on her channel as well. And until next time, we're out. Be sure to follow Nutty Foodie Fitness.
Freudian slip.